Hello everyone. In previous class, we are done with the reasons for a firm to go abroad. So in today's class, we are going for choosing a mode of entry and strategies for going international. There are a lot of mode of entries and strategies to enter into the international market. So let's see what are those. The first main important strategy is exporting. It is normal method which is followed by the companies. It is the process of selling goods and services produced in one country to other country. Exporting may be direct or indirect. Under the direct export, a company capitalizing on economies of scale in production concentrated in the home country establishes a proper system for organizing export functions and procuring foreign sales. Indirect export involves exporting through domestically based export intermediaries. The exporter has no control over his product in foreign market. So exporting is the excess productions what is there, that productions are sold to the other countries. Okay, so while we are exporting, we can directly export or we can indirectly export it. So while we are directly exporting, then we are going to control the sales in that particular country, and we are going to establish the system for the export functions, and we are going to procure the foreign sales too. But in indirect export, we are going to sell someone in that country. Okay, so the whole products are sold to one particular person or one particular group, whereas the person to whom we have sold, he is going to sell in that particular country. We don't have any control in the foreign market. The next type is the joint ventures. It is a strategy used by the companies to enter into the foreign market by joining the hands and sharing the ownership and the management with another company. It is used when two or more companies want to achieve some common objectives and expand international operations. The common objectives are foreign market entry, risk reward sharing, technology sharing, joint product development, conforming to government regulations. It is useful to meet the shortage of the financial resources, physical or managerial resources. The good example for this is Maruti and Suzuki and Hero and Honda. So what they have done, these both companies are came together and started a new brand, right? So that they have entered into the Indian market. The Suzuki is of a Japanese, which is entered into the Indian market, and even in case of the Hero and Honda. So this joint venture is ended right now, but still we can give this particular example. So what is the result of this? Foreign market entry. Okay, so the foreign country can enter into some other economy, or else our home country can enter into some other country. The risk and reward sharing. So any risk in that particular area can be shared, and any reward in that particular economy also will be shared. The technology sharing, because of the joint venture, the technology is also shared. Technology of the Suzuki and Maruti both are shared each other. Joint product development. So you know the Maruti Suzuki vehicles, Hero and Honda vehicles, is it? So this is what the joint products. Conforming to the government regulations, they are going to follow the government regulations. So to follow the government regulations and to avoid some of the restrictions only for those foreign countries, this joint venture can be followed. It is useful to meet the shortage of the financial resources. So no company is perfect. There will be some of the shortages, some of the weaknesses of the companies. Okay, to meet those shortages or those weaknesses, the joint venture can be used. Okay, so the weaknesses can be converted into the opportunities. The outsourcing, it is the cost effective strategy used by companies to reduce the cost by transferring a portion of a work to outside suppliers rather than completing it internally. It includes both domestic and foreign contracting and also offshoring, relocating a business functions to another country. See, there are a lot of companies of the US who is outsourced their customer care to India. For what reason? The labor in India is cheaper, right? So this is what outsourcing. By using outsourcing technique, the US company is entered into the Indian market, right? Franchising, it is a system in which semi-independent business owners pay fees and a royalty to the parent company in return for the right to be identified by its trademarks, to sell its product or services, and often to use its business format or system. Usually, if any company is well established, then they can give a franchise right to someone else to use their trademark and products and services and to follow the business system or the business format. So in return for this right, they are going to provide some amount that is called as fees and royalty. So the party who are providing this right is called as a franchisor, and party who are taking this right is called as franchisee. So here we can enter our brand name, we can enter our business model, we can enter our products, but we are not going to control the sales. Okay, the sales are controlled by the franchisee. The amount is paid from him. We can fix some of the targets, it's a different aspect, but we are not going to control the sales directly. Turnkey projects, it involves the delivery of operating industrial plant to the client without any active participation. A company pays a contractor to design and construct new facilities and train personnel to export its process and technology to another country. Turnkey projects may be of various types. So before going for the types, see, the turnkey projects are like outsourcing itself, but it's a different aspect. So here the complete responsibility is given to someone else. Okay, a company pays a contractor to design and construct a new facilities and train the personnel to export its processes and technology. Okay, so there is the training agency, or there may be a contract agency who are going to build a building or the factory for the companies. Okay, so once they have completed, only it will be transferred for the company. Even for the training, this type of the strategy can be used, and even for staffing, this type of the strategy can be used. You have heard about AMCAT, right? So AMCAT is one of the institutions where it conducts the exams, it trains its candidates, and it is going to provide human resources for the some companies. The various types are, it is called as BOD, build, owned and develop. Okay, so first that companies are building that factory or building, then they are owning it and they are going to develop it. Okay, then BOLT, BOLT, build, owned, leased and transferred. Okay, boot, build, owned, operated and transferred. So that's it for today's class. In coming classes, we are going to study some other strategies of entering into the international business or international market.